Greetings, YouTube. This is an example of not ever knowing what to expect when you wake up. I got past this Google Doc, which I can post in a pinned comment on this video this morning by a couple of sources. And while there wasn't a I guess, primary source on this, typically when anything is data mined in this community, it is thanks to Otrix. So when in doubt, I'm just going to credit him. And if there are other people that found this leaked data that put together this incredibly impressive amount of information, please let me know, because I always want to credit the right people, and you certainly are somebody who deserves credit if you help put this together. But basically, we have some leaked information, and it's a lot of information, from Act 6, Chapter 2, which is set to hit the contest in mid-June. So here's the deal. You can see a lot of enemies, but I feel like the enemies don't really matter until you get the specifics of the nodes. So really, the final bosses, at least to me, just looking at this offhand, if I'm clicking on this and I want the best information kind of synthesized, because that's the point of a video, right? To break things down for an audience. I think the final bosses are noteworthy. And again, I don't have all the node information, so certainly that will determine how difficult the boss is. Crossbones on paper is not a tough defender at all. And yet the Act 6 Chapter 1 Crossbones, I think, costs more people on average units and revives and potions than anything, just because of the rare combination of nodes that Kabam put on him. So I think anybody can be a pain to fight as a boss if Kabam just steroids them up enough with terrible, frustrating nodes. But the Act 6 Chapter 2 Quest 1 final boss will be Psylocke, according to this data. And then you have opponents, but again, I don't really see node information, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. You also get the dialogue. So if somebody made this up, like if this turns out to not be true, if this leak isn't real, just think about all the work that went in to quote-unquote data mining fake dialogue. Like that would almost be more impressive to me if this turns out to not be true. But I have no reason to think that all of this is made up. Unless somebody, if all this is made up and somebody just wrote this as fiction, they should go to Hollywood, because they've got some incredible skills at fiction writing. Then we've got a final boss as Hood for Act 6, Chapter 2, Quest 2. And then you can see opponents below. I think the main takeaway from this leak is the final boss. First, we've got Act 6, Chapter 2, Quest 3, Omega Red. But then when you scroll down, and this is really the reason why I'm doing this video. When you scroll down, Act 6, Chapter 2, Quest 4, you got Kingpin, everybody's favorite Alliance Quest boss. Rest in peace, as we will no longer be fighting Kingpin in the next season of Alliance Quest. That will be good old Thanos. But scroll all the way down past all this dialogue. What up, Captain America World War II in the dialogue? There we go. Act 6, Chapter 2, Quest 5. Final boss is Carl Mordo, which I'm guessing is not a mixture between Carl from Jimmy Neutron and Mordo. Just a guess. But yeah, Act 6, Chapter 2, Quest 5. Final boss, Carl Mordo. And then the usual 6 stars, although it also says down here, if I do recall, it says, I think, Brother Voodoo? Keep going. Yeah, Brother Voodoo. Which, I don't know if that's like Dr. Voodoo's brother, or if it's just a typo, or if it's a new champion. I got no idea. Or maybe you just look at Dr. Voodoo as like a blood brother. That could be a possibility. But yeah, if I think there is one big takeaway from this leak, it is that that's going to be boss. And then OG Spider-Man, another person that still, after years of being in the game, has tremendous value on Alliance War defense, especially for that unblockable Special 1, is going to be, I guess, the final boss, unless it turns out that this is some variation of Spider-Man we haven't seen. Which, knowing Kabam, there's always a case that they could just reskin a champion for fun and excitement, shall we say. But I think my takeaway, at least from this leak, is not the Netflix Daredevil dialogue, which, again, if it's made up, even better, but is the final boss for Act 6, Chapter 2, Quest 5 in Carl Mordo. I'll try to search the scourers of the internet, the far reaches, if you will, to find a picture of Carl Mordo to put on this thumbnail. But yeah, Act 6, Chapter 2, leaked data thanks to, I'm guessing, Otrix and a handful of others. Again, if you helped with this, let me know. I'm going to give you credit. There's not a name for this. When this was sent to me, it wasn't attached to like, hey, this person sent me. It was just sent to me. So I'm sending it out. I did not write any of this. I should not be in Hollywood. I should barely be in Oklahoma. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a great Wednesday.